Remember the issue of Busary Fund. It is this committee that made a recommendation after reviewing the audit report in all the counties on the utilization of Busary funds. We recommended that I think it's important to have a review of Busary funds with a view of abolishing the Busary funds in our counties on several grounds. Number one, most of the Busary funds are, in our view, from our review of audit report, are avenues for corruption. Most of that money ends up in people's pockets. They don't go to the students who are supposed to benefit from that money. We had several instances of clear corruption where money that has been set aside for bursary has not been accounted for. For example, if you say you have sent money to support students in a particular school and there is no acknowledgement letters from that school, then what does that mean? It means that the money that was given is not accounted for. We had instances where we had multiple award of bursaries to the same student from different wards. For example, student A gets money from Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3. And yet we have other deserving cases there. So as a committee, based on the audit report that we reviewed, we made a decision that it is a high time that we abolish the bursary funds in the counties. Number two, as you are aware, the bursary funds is a national government function. It is not a county government function. It is a national government function. And therefore, counties should focus on devolved function. You are aware that in the education sector, we have two major devolved functions for counties. We have the ECDs and we have the vocational training centers. In most counties, the ECDs and vocational training centers are highly underfunded. So you find that a county has put, for example, 20 million in ECDs and maybe another 20 million in vocational training centers and has put 300 million in bursaries. Does it really make sense? It doesn't make sense. So we are saying, let the counties concentrate on their devolved function in the education sector. That is ECDs and vocational training centers. So that our children, our young babies who go to those ECDs are able to get quality services. We are able to have infrastructure in those ECDs, and we are able to pay the teachers well, the ECD teachers. You are aware the ECD teachers are highly underpaid because of budgetary issues. Now, the other third reason why we are recommending that bursaries be abolished is that the Constitution is very clear that in the event either level of government wants to take over a function of the other government, there must be intergovernmental relations agreement. None of the bursary funds that we processed had an intergovernmental relations agreement. We are not saying that we can't have bursaries in our counties. We can have them, but let us have an intergovernmental relation agreement between the county government and the national government, and let us also ensure there is accountability in the management of those bursary funds. And that decision was made after careful consideration of the audit report for bursary fund. We have a scenario of a county where money was put in school infrastructure. And you know, school infrastructure is handled by the national government, either through CDF or the Ministry of Education, and they put 300 million shillings in school infrastructure, and they never constructed a single classroom. No single classroom was constructed. Now that matter is before EACC, and we have recommended that the officers or government officials involved should be prosecuted for having been involved in swindling the public. I want to promise that I am going to lead this committee in a fair manner, but very firm manner, so that the monies that we take to our counties are utilized very well for the benefit of our people. Ladies and gentlemen from the fourth estate, I want to say that I'm very delighted for being re-elected as the chairperson of the County Public Investments and Special Funds Committee of the Senate. As you are aware, in the last term that ran for the first 2.5 years, I was the chairperson of this committee, and I have again been re-elected as the chairperson, overwhelmingly, unanimously by all the members of the committee. So I'm very delighted that I've come back, and I want to promise Kenyans that I will do my best to deliver quality oversight on the public entities and special funds in our counties. As you are aware, in the last term, we did quite a lot. The committee was actually formed 2.5 years ago, and many people did not understand what the committee was going to do. But I am happy that during that period, we have been able to do quite a lot. We managed to deal with the issues of audit in our water service providers in our counties. And we managed to look at the audit reports for over 80 water service providers in our counties. In that process, we realized that most of the water service providers were being run very, very badly. There were no governance issues. There were a lot of corruption issues and a lot of governance issues, particularly in terms of ownership of those water companies. Most of the water companies are not aligned to the Water Act. I am happy that through the effort of this committee, we managed to ensure that all water companies are aligned to the Water Act and are all owned by the various county governments in the country. We also started a process to look at the audit report for all hospitals. And we have noted a lot of challenges, that a lot of financial improprieties and accountability issues in our hospitals. And we believe that upon conclusion of the review of audit report for hospitals, we begin to see better services in our county hospitals. We also looked at this funds, various funds in our counties, particularly funds around empowerment funds for women and youth, Busary funds, car and mortgage loan funds, and various funds that are spread in our counties. And we realize again a lot of accountability issues in those funds. So I am back again, and I'm promising Kenyans that we will do our best to ensure that we have proper oversight in our counties, and our county leadership is accountable to the people they lead in terms of provision of services and in terms of financial management. I have a new team, but not completely new, because 4 of the members were in the previous committee, and we have 4 new members who have joined us. So I'm very confident that I have a strong team that is going to support me in execution of my duties as a chairperson